guys, I am back for a review of the Heir. I only just picked up the selection a month ago and I read them in 10 days or so because they're really short and they're really easy to read, and so I wanted to tell you more about the Heir because I saw a lot of different opinions and I thought it could be maybe interesting for you to know mine. And also I'm really excited to read the 5th book next year. Read the 5th book next year, not next week. You must be starting to wonder how come I am still made up the same way and my hair is still done the same way even though it is a mess. It's just because I don't have time during the week, and so I shoot all my videos during the weekend. So I'm all wearing the same thing because it's the same day. Yeah. First of all, I really like the selection. I was kind of puzzled about it at first because it's kind of The Bachelor and they were been comparing it to Hunger Games. How can you compare girls competing to being queen to kids thrown in an arena by a tyrant killing each other? I still don't know. I really don't think it has anything to do with Hunger Games. I really don't know. I don't know how you can compare it to Hunger Games. I don't see much links, except that it's in the future. That's about it. No link to Hunger Games whatsoever, but I can see The Bachelor. So yeah, I thought it was a bit shallow. I was a bit scared of that, and it is a bit shallow. And it took some time for me to like Mason, because the guy keeps moving from girl to girl and it's just not something I like. And I understand that it's what he had to do, but he was obviously liking America and he kept the poor 2 or 3 nice girls around just in case America wasn't going to say yes. And I know it's what he has to do and I know it's part of his job, but it's still a bit disgusting. It's like, you're my second choice, I'm keeping you around, you never know. And I had troubles with America too because she seemed a bit whiny at times. Not always, but a bit whiny. And I just didn't really like the triangle. I get a bit tired of love triangle. And I didn't buy it. Not 1 second. I mean, at first I was perfectly fine with her being in love with the boy from the village. But the second she decided to go through with the selection, there were no stakes. If you went to the selection, you just don't back out. It's just not something you do. You've made a commitment and you're gonna do it, and especially because she insisted for her family. And at first I was liking the friendship between America and Maxon. I mean, it's really nice and sweet and he's keeping her around and she's giving her advice, but we all knew it was coming. We all knew she would fall in love with him. So that was not a big surprise. Not a big surprise. But what I do have to say is that I really liked the royal side of it because I love that. I love princesses and kings and stuff like this, so I really like that. And I grown fond. I grew fond of America, and I grew very, very fond of her mates. I think I love them most of all. Of her mates and of Molly. I really liked Molly, and I really liked Celeste. And so yeah, I was quite traumatized by the end, and especially in the light of what is going on in my country right now. I feel like I can get a grasp on what it is to live in such like uncertain environment, but it kind of annoyed me that it would repeat and was always the same threats, and that I thought it was kind of slow, is what I'm saying. Like, yes, they attack and they attack and they attack, but do you learn more every time they attack? Because not always. And I thought it was good. I liked America in the sense of a character because she seems to be a fighter, she's an artist, and I like her family. I really liked her family, except her mom. Did not like her mom. I really like her sister May. And I just, yeah, like the fast of it, and I really love the friendship within the girls. That said, this is a review of the Heir. I was excited to pick up the Heir because I thought at first that it was another trilogy. I thought it was like a selection with America, and then it would be another trilogy with the Heir and 2 other books. And I learned it's all one series, but it's 5 books, and the Heir is the 4th one. And so yeah, I was very excited because I really wanted to see what America and Maxon would be as adults. Even though I would have liked seeing America actually having to move in her role as a queen. I would have loved seeing that, and it's kind of sad to me that we skipped directly to her being at ease with it and having a daughter, which I really love. I love that it's a daughter. But at the same time, maybe we'll get flashbacks. Who knows? Edlin seems to be learning more about her family. Edlin. Edlin is not a character you like. I mean, from everybody that I know, every video I've seen says the same thing. Edlin is a brat. She is a selfish, egocentric character that doesn't seem to realize all that she's got. I'm not mad about her not wanting to be a princess. I wouldn't want to be a princess. I'm sure I would like to be a princess, but I wouldn't like to be that kind of princess. I wouldn't like to be the heir, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't like to be the queen one day. I would just like to be a princess with pretty dresses and galas and meeting people and just having my family around and living in a castle. That's the kind of princess I would want to be. I would not want to be in Edlin's place. I would not have to accept a role that was put onto me when I was born. I think that's unfair, and I understand why she would be mad about it. But I hate the fact that she says she seems so critical of her parents' choice to let their daughter be queen, which is so anti-feminist. I mean, Edlin, you get a chance to be something important. You get a chance to be the representative of your people, and you still complain that your parents gave you the choice. If you want to not be the heir, I'm sure you could find a way. I'm sure you could arrange something. It is brought onto you, but people abdicate all the time. Abdicate. I'm saying this, and I'm not I'm not a history specialist, but I'm guessing she could. I mean, if it's so bad. And I don't like the way she treats her brothers. How bad is that? Like, she can't seem to be happy about her brother loving Camille, and she even tries to just keep him for her. Don't do that. And she always bashes her little brother, who is so smart. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Edlin or of the way she handles the selection. What I am a big fan of is seeing the selection reversed, gender swapped. I really like the gender swap. I like seeing boys in this new adventure, and I like the friendship between the boys and the competition and the way they are all very individual. Like, they all have a specific quirks and skills and a way to talk to Edlin. I think that's pretty great. They're quite entertaining. Like, the moments between Edlin and the boys are genuinely quite interesting, except when Edlin other characters. Josie is annoying, but she just really likes Edlin and she wants to be the same, and being mean to her doesn't help. The romance was predictable. Very much so. I have very little interest in most of the boys, except the one that, of course, Edlin passed the most times with, and I can't remember his name right now, but there's the guy from Norway who I really like, and Josie's brother. They're fine. They're both nice guys and interesting, but very, very predictable. At least, like I said before, they each have a personality, and that's something, but not just the guys. But still, ends up in a fight or some macho comment. Edlin seems heartless with most of the boys, and I think they have very, very much patience. I really liked her brother, like I said before, and Camille. I think they were incredibly cute. And her little brother is very smart and very likable, and you get more relate to him and to her twin than to actually Edlin. Her parents, really like her parents because I love them from the selection, but I did not recognize America. Like, where's all this punk? Like, she seems to... America to me seemed a bit too faded, if that makes any sense. Like, I wish she had a bit more importance and she was a bit more like America. And I hope we'll get to see that later. Glad to see Lucy come back and her husband, so I was happy about that, even though it's quite sad to learn about that situation, but let's hope it gets better. And I was glad to see Marley too. And that Marley's son will be in section is also predictable, but it makes for a good story, so why not? I also really like the Italian family. So the secondary characters are okay, very interesting and very nice, except for the beginning where you have 35 boys and just basically nobody interests Adeline, so you don't know much about them. So at that moment, it's a bit annoying. And you already know which one she's gonna keep and all this. So if I had to sum up this book, I would say, and it's nice to see all those characters again. And you have this kind of funness that you have for books because you saw the character grow, and you have funness for them and you care about them. So you like the book because of that. At the same time, I thought it wasn't as good as a selection, and it let me down on several things. But like I said before, the main problem for me is Edlin. I have moments when I like her. I mean, she's just a girl. But most times you just really want to hate her, so that's a big problem for me. So it was an easy read. It's nothing transcendent. But it's nice, and if you like the selection, you will probably enjoy seeing all those characters again. So I'm gonna hang on, and I'm gonna hope that the fifth and last book will be better than anything we've seen in the series so far, and that we will see Eileen grow and learn to love those boys and to care for them, and hopefully we'll get her brother back. I'm gonna miss her brother otherwise. But I have to say, I did not like the Heir as much as I like the selection. I'm happy to have read it, and I'm happy that it still goes on, but I wish we would see a bit more. It's an easy read, and it's nice. I think it kind of lacks on the maturity of Edlin. The way she treats her maid is really bad, and I really hope that she'll grow up, and that we'll get to see her mature in the next book, because otherwise I'm just gonna want to slap her the whole book. So my pros and cons would be pros. You get a gender swap selection, and you get to see American Maxine as adult, and you get new stakes following the same kind of idea that the kingdom could change, and but the kingdom cannot adapt to this big change, just everybody equal, which I think is very interesting to see. And the cons would be Edlin, really. I really like her brother, but Edlin, I need you to grow up. I need to get an heroine that I can root for, and I need to get an heroine that I can relate to. I can't right now. So my biggest problem is Edlin, and I would really like maybe a bit more action. It's really cool, but like Edlin seems to realize that the country doesn't like her, and she doesn't even try to change that. Not really. So that's something that worries me. The biggest problem is Edlin, and it's problematic when she's the narrator of the book. A rating for this book, it would be 3 out of 5 stars, because I can't say 4 or 5 because it wasn't good enough because of the lack of a reliable narrator that is actually interesting and caring enough for us to root for her. So this was a messy review because I really don't have a clear opinion on this, because at the same time I'm very happy about the book and I'm very happy to read it, and at the same time the main character, I just want to stab her. So that's kind of problematic, but we'll see in the next book, and I'm very excited to do a review on the next book. You'll see me very soon for more tag videos and for more reviews, hopefully. And you should have a Legend trilogy review really soon, if I get to read as much as I want. If you like this video, please subscribe and put a thumbs up, and if you want to talk to me about the books, please send a message on Tumblr or put a commentary down below. Thank you so much, and have a good day.